Welcome back to my channel. Roman Reigns confront Cody Rhodes backstage about WarGame. WWE SmackDown breakdown is a moment that shook the entire WWE universe, and in this extended breakdown, we're diving deep into everything that happened, everything that was said, and everything that was implied behind the intense face-off between the Tribal Chief and the American Nightmare. The backstage atmosphere on SmackDown was thick with tension from the moment the cameras cut to the corridor, hinting that something major was about to unfold. Roman Reigns entered the scene not with the explosive rage he's known for, but with a quiet, dangerous authority that made the confrontation even more chilling. His presence alone shifted the energy of the entire backstage area, and everyone watching could sense that this wasn't just another verbal exchange. This was about power, pride, legacy, and the looming chaos of WarGames. Roman approached Cody not as a rival, but as a man whose throne was being encroached upon. Cody had been confidently preparing his team, mapping out strategies, rallying the troops, and building momentum toward WarGames, but Roman made it clear that while Cody might be making noise, he still controlled the narrative in WWE. Roman wasted no time reminding Cody that stepping into WarGames meant stepping into the Tribal Chief's territory, a battlefield where Roman believed he commanded not only respect but absolute dominance. As Roman closed the distance between them, Cody stood his ground, refusing to show even the slightest hint of fear. His eyes stayed locked on Roman's, and for a brief moment, the tension between them felt like the kind that could erupt into a full-blown fight without a single warning. Cody's calm confidence contrasted sharply with Roman's simmering intensity. Cody didn't come to argue or trade insults. He came to make it clear that he was no longer the man Roman once dismissed. He was now a leader, a threat, and a symbol of the change Roman had been desperately trying to avoid. Roman questioned Cody's readiness, his team's loyalty, and even his understanding of what WarGames truly represents. He reminded Cody that WarGames is not simply a match. It is a war zone designed to expose weaknesses, test alliances, and break spirits. Roman emphasized that while Cody thrives on passion and emotion, Roman thrives on strategy, manipulation, and calculated dominance. He suggested that Cody's biggest weakness was his heart, his tendency to fight with honor, pride, and empathy, traits Roman saw as liabilities inside the unforgiving steel of WarGames. Cody, however, countered with a powerful point of his own. He reminded Roman that the last time they met at the peak of tension, Roman walked out with victory, but not without cracks showing in the bloodline. Cody spoke about how the bloodline is not the unstoppable force it once was. The disagreements, the betrayals, the internal tension have all weakened the dynasty that Roman once built on unshakable loyalty. Cody pointed out that WarGames is not just about physical battles. It's about exposing truths, revealing fractures, and showing the world who is truly ready to lead WWE's future. Cody's words clearly struck a nerve, as Roman's expression shifted from controlled confidence to a flicker of agitation. Roman stepped closer, lowering his voice but raising the intensity, telling Cody that he had no idea what true leadership cost. Roman explained that everything he built, the widespread fear, the championships, the legacy, came from sacrifice and decisions Cody could never comprehend. To Roman, Cody is still the son chasing a dream, while Roman sees himself as the man who already carved his name into the pillars of WWE history. Yet Cody didn't back down. He reminded Roman that dreams are exactly what built legends. He said that WarGames is not simply about who hits harder or who commands louder, it's about whose purpose is stronger. Cody's purpose, he explained, is rooted in the promise he made to himself, to his father's legacy, and to every fan who believes in a future where one man can't control an entire roster through fear. The more Cody spoke, the more Roman's facade of calm authority began to crack. Roman's frustration grew as he realized that Cody was no longer intimidated by his legacy or his power. The American Nightmare was speaking not just as a competitor, but as a man who understood the stakes and embraced the weight of leadership. Roman tried to reassert control by warning Cody that in WarGames, his team would crumble, that his allies would abandon him, and that the moment the structure locked them all inside, reality would hit him harder than any punch ever could. But Cody countered by highlighting that Roman's team, unlike his own, is built on fear, manipulation, and obligation, not trust. He subtly referenced the tension between Solo Sikoa and Roman, the uncertain loyalty of Jimmy Uso, and the quiet but noticeable power shift happening within the bloodline. Every word Cody spoke painted a picture of a dynasty on borrowed time. Roman finally shifted from verbal debate to raw intimidation. He told Cody that stepping into WarGames meant stepping into Roman's world, that once the steel cage closed, Cody would finally understand what it means to face a man who had carried the entire WWE on his back for years. He warned Cody that the weight of legacy is crushing, and that Cody's hope-filled idealism would not survive the brutality of WarGames. Cody responded with a line that cut through Roman's facade like a blade. He told Roman that fear can build empires, but only respect can sustain them, and the WWE Universe has made it clear who they respect now. Roman inhaled sharply, a visible sign that Cody's words hit harder than a punch. The tension electrified the entire backstage environment, and both men stood face to face like generals preparing for war. Nothing more needed to be said. Their silence spoke volumes. Cody's defiance was unshakable, and Roman's dominance was clearly being challenged in a way he hasn't experienced in years. As Roman finally backed away, the message was clear. WarGames wasn't just a match. It was going to be a battlefield where leadership, legacy, pride, and the future of WWE would collide. Roman walked off with the cold confidence of a king preparing for war, while Cody stayed behind with the focused determination of a challenger ready to topple a dynasty. This confrontation set the tone for what promises to be one of the most emotionally charged, physically brutal, and narratively rich WarGames matches in recent memory. Both men represent not only two different eras of WWE, but two different philosophies, two different paths, and two different visions for what leadership means. And the moment that cage closes at WarGames, the entire world will see which vision survives. The tension from that confrontation did not fade once the cameras cut away, because the ripple effects of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes standing face-to-face were felt throughout the entire SmackDown episode. Backstage, whispers spread quickly among superstars and officials alike, all aware that something monumental was building toward WarGames. Cody was later seen regrouping with his allies, his expression focused and intense, clearly replaying every word Roman had said. There was no doubt that Roman's warning had weight, but Cody was not shaken. Instead, he appeared more determined than ever, as if the confrontation had fueled something deeper inside him. He spoke quietly to his team, emphasizing unity, trust, and preparation. Cody made it clear that war